PMAC Movies, back in the movie room. Holy cow, we're usually in the Nook. I did clean off my little desk in here, and the room is chaos. However, the desk at this point is at least doesn't have anything on it except a little water and a cell phone and my glasses. But anyway, this is a special video. We got a Vinegar Syndrome box that I just received today. I have pre-cut it, and I'm going to set it right here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Vinegar Syndrome first, and then we'll get into what I got here in the sale. Vinegar Syndrome has a sale 2 times a year. They have their halfway to Black Friday, and then their Black Friday sale. They're limited. They have a limited edition sets, VSAs, which are limited edition, and once they sell out, they're gone. You can't even get them in a regular edition. Then they have their slipcover editions, which the slipcovers are limited, but then after those ones sell out, they still have the ones without the slipcovers. So those things do tend to be valuable for the ones that are more limited. You know, they make a certain amount of copies, and there's more demand for certain ones. And then sometimes there'll be a limited edition that sticks around for several sales because maybe they made too many of them, so it's not really that limited and not anything that when it sells out, the value of it or the price of it will go up. But I think sometimes people will be able to get a movie with a slipcover in one of these sales and probably sell the slipcover for as much as they paid for the whole set. Or maybe even more because, you know, collectors out there want them and stuff like that. But even though it's 50% off, these are not cheap. These aren't these aren't, mainstream releases. These mainstream studios, Warner Brothers, Disney to a degree, although different, Paramount, Lionsgate, I guess you would consider somewhat mainstream. And then these other studios that, they have stuff where they can sell things very cheap, 4Ks for $10. They dropped it maybe $8. Universal's another one. Or Blu-rays, you can get a lot of them $5-6 at some point if you're patient. That's not really the case with Vinegar Syndrome. These half-off sales are about as good as you're going to do unless you can find somebody who's selling them used for a very good price. I did notice that they are making a lot of these less limited, so I think they kind of got people used to that. They're making a certain amount of copies and stuff selling out, and now you don't necessarily have to be in a hurry to get certain things. They do put out a lot of movies that I'm not really interested to, a lot of kind of trash type of movie, not, just kind of trashy movies that I'm not too interested in. But they also put out some really good stuff. And I got some stuff behind me, for instance, like this movie here, The Caller. This is a absolutely fantastic find. It pretty much just has these 2 actors in it, Malcolm McDowell and Madeline Smith. This is a really, really good movie. But then, they'll put out a lot of stuff that I'm just not interested in, too. Another really good one is Deadline. I thought this was really an excellent movie also. So they got some really, really good stuff, and then some stuff that maybe just isn't up my alley. But we'll take a look at what I got. I do see a lot of people getting, during these half-off sales, they'll get some of the newer stuff that isn't half-off, too. That's just not my strategy. I'm patient with it. If I thought something was going to sell out that I really wanted, of course I would grab it. But that just doesn't really... I think with how many copies of stuff they're making, that just doesn't really happen. I don't have my blade in here anymore. I think I brought it in the bedroom. But I was able to get it open. So like I said, some of this stuff is half off. It's the best price you're going to be able to find it. That does not mean that it's cheap. I'm going to go over what I paid for things. And, these aren't bargain. Even though this is a good sale, these aren't like bargain basement type of deals. You still got to pay a little bit of money. So let's take these out and take a look. Alright, so first we have one of their, I believe this is called a VSU. I was interested in it. Heard pretty mixed things. It sounds like kind of a weird movie to get like a VSU with a 4K. I think it's got a Blu-ray disc in here also. Just kind of I felt like it was kind of a interesting choice. Their first one was Beastmaster, which I feel like was probably more of a popular one. But it is Six String Samurai here on 4K. I believe this is a combo pack, so we'll take a look and break this open. I don't know if I got a receipt in here to actually show like what the prices were. The MSRP of these is quite a lot. They don't really sell them for that much though. They sell them for less than that. This was like $30 or $35, I think. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out how to open it. So it's got like a magnetic little latch. The packaging on these is very, very nice. If it's like the Beastmaster, which I believe it is. Never seen this movie before. So it has a slip cover inside of that box. And then the 4K here. Let's see what else is in here. Like I said, I would think that this is a combo pack, so I think maybe that has a Blu-ray and a 4K in it. And then it does have a booklet also here. Okay. So I was patient with this, and they had plenty of copies. They do notify you on their site once it goes under like 1,000 copies. I don't know that this did during the sale. It may have. This actually feels like it has, let me see here, Blu-ray disc. I guess I could open it up. I don't have my blade, but I can still figure out a way to open this maybe? Maybe? Maybe not? P-Mac, you gotta be more prepared for these videos. We're not in a hurry here. I'm not anyway, you might be. So we'll open this and see. I would think this has 2 discs in it. Yes, it does. So we have a Blu-ray and a 4K disc, which I believed would be the case. Sounds like a pretty out there, unique kind of movie. So I'm interested, certainly interested in watching it. And I'll read out, I'm going to take a little bit of time with each of these because, you know, these are movies that, you know, if you get them, you're spending quite a bit of money, and it's good to kick back, relax, and kind of take a look at what we got here and appreciate the items, which I don't necessarily always do that great with. So I'm going to read the back. In 1957, after a nuclear war with the Russians, America has become a post-apocalyptic wasteland where rockabilly reigns supreme and Elvis is the true king. 40 years later, the king has fallen. Society needs a new leader. Buddy, a katana-wielding guitarist, travels to the city of Las Vegas, where he is determined to prove himself as the new king of rock and roll. On this journey, Buddy is confronted by a murderous array of musical outlaws, including cannibals, Russians, and even death himself. Buddy must use both his music and martial arts skills in order to defeat his foes, but his biggest challenge comes in the form of a young orphan boy who won't leave his side after being rescued from bandits. Will the boy be Buddy's downfall or his salvation? A midnight movie sensation of the late 90s, Lance Mungia, Six String Samurai is a wild blend of samurai film, spaghetti western, and post-apocalyptic road film, all mixed with a cool 1950s rockabilly vibe. Written by and starring trained martial artist Jeffrey Falcon, and featuring an original score by the cult band The Red Elvises. Vinegar Syndrome is delighted to bring Six String Samurai to Blu-ray and 4K HD for the first time. Special features. Wide array of newly produced extras, including an extended making-of documentary, which is called Vegas Needs a New King, the Making of Six String Samurai. Vinegar Syndrome definitely does a really good job with their releases as far as audio and video quality. They're probably one of the best, maybe the best. You know, you hear about some issues with Like Arrow Video is considered one of the better ones, but and Arrow Video is generally gonna have like probably tend to be better movies, I would say. Tend to be, but so there's that one. I need to find a place to put these too. However, Vinegar Syndrome just does a really, really nice job with their releases. All right, let's get rid of that water. Actually, we're going to get rid of this whole box and set that aside. So up next, this is one that I was probably the most excited for. One that I was pondering getting, actually, when it first came out. Because it was just movies I was interested in. Something's loose in here. I don't know if it's a disc or what. But let's take a look. So it's Samurai Cop. The Samurai Cop 4K set. So you got Samurai Cop, or did I say Samurai Cop? Scanner Cop and Scanner Cop 2 The Showdown. These are like sequels from the Scanners movie from David Cronenberg, which I really enjoy. And then this seems to have a loose disc in it. Hopefully it's all right. Scanner Cop 2, I guess that's the front. Scanner Cop 2. These are supposed to be pretty fun movies. I don't think anything great, but the sci-fi sort of thing like this, I definitely wanted to get. And then we have Scanner Cop, which doesn't have a loose disc. So let's take a look at these. Very nice set. You know, both movies have their own case and everything, which is nice. We'll take a look inside here at Scanner Cop 2, since it has a loose disky, which is the 4K. And I think it's alright. I don't see any scratches on it. It was loose and moving around in there, but you know how these Blu-rays and 4Ks are. They're pretty scratch resistant. So there's the Blu-ray and the 4K. Again, a lot of special features on these. Commentary, they do a great job with their releases. So if you like the Scanners movies, it sounds like these are probably better than the two Scanners sequels, which I also own. Haven't watched. It sounds like these are better. So let's see. Set in Los Angeles, played by Daniel Quinn from Wild at Heart. Sam, the Scanner Cop, has hoped that he would resume a normal life. When other scanners in Los Angeles area are being attacked, literally left drained of life, Sam is forced back into action in a desperate attempt to stop a mad scanner named Vulcan. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it does have a commentary and various other special features. I guess we should have looked at the Scanner Cop first before looking at Scanner Cop 2. I guess I was just interested in that had a loose disc, but like I said, I didn't see any scratches on it, but I'll have to take a closer look. So they really do a good job with having the box and the slipcover. It's nice. Collectors like that stuff. Scanner Cop. I think I heard that Scanner Cop 2 is better than Scanner Cop. Okay, so I'm going to open this one. Apparently it's the same, it looks like it's the same main character in both of them, this Sam, played by Daniel Quinn. And it says this is the first true sequel to David Cronenberg's 1980 horror classic. So, I don't know what they mean by true sequel, but sounds good to me. Discs, Blu-ray, and 4K. Nice black 4K cases. They definitely do a nice job. This also, let's see, Outside Law, the Scanner Cop Revolution, Part 1. So it must be Part 1's on this and Part 2's on the other one. Which is an extended making of documentary. There's also a commentary track. They definitely do a good job with special features. This is from 1993, and it is 94 minutes of pure Scanners entertainment. How long was this one? So Scanner Cop 2 was also from 94 and 95 minutes. Interesting. Same year. So I wonder if they just like made them right together at the same time. It is something where it seems like that idea, they kind of could have made it into like a TV show or something like that. Okay, let's set that one aside. So this was one of the ones I wanted the most, really, this Scanner Cop set. I believe this was $40, which is pretty good for 2 4K movies with the packaging and the slipcovers and everything. I feel like $40 is pretty good. I believe that's what I paid. I could be wrong. Okay, I didn't know this had a nice slip box with it. This is a nice one here. So this is one that I wasn't sure if I was gonna get it. I did decide to get it. It was I thought it was a little bit maybe more expensive than it should be, but I did decide to go ahead and get Prospect here, which has the slip box and the slip cover. The slip cover did get a little ding in the side of it there, unfortunately, but you would think how they had it would be protected. But this is a Pedro Pascal movie. J. Duplass also in it, from The Mandalorian. And you can get, I think it would just be this. I don't think it has a slipcover or anything. You can get for like $25. So to pay $10 for those additional, like, that made it a limited edition, that was a pretty good deal, I thought. I don't see where it says how many they made. But $35 for one movie, probably kind of like an indie sci-fi type of thing. Not cheap. Absolutely not cheap. But again, collectors are going to be after that, because this one, I believe it did end up selling out. It was either sold out or is very close to selling out. So I did decide to go ahead and get it. I heard kind of mixed things about the movie. So it does have a little card thingy there with it. And then the 4K and the Blu-ray. So yeah, $35. Do not usually spend $35 on one movie, but I was thinking probably that the slipcover by itself could end up being quite a bit once they run out of it, which they were close to. Very nice, and it is a nice slipcover and a slip box there. And this is one of their like partner labels. I believe this isn't directly Vinegar Syndrome, which I don't remember exactly what the partner label is here for this one. Very nice. So that is all from bag one. Oh, they gave me something here. Oh, 11 collectible movie photo cards. I really need those. But again, I guess it goes to collectability, so I'll keep those together in case I ever sell those things. So we are done with Bubble 1. How many bubbles do I got in here? 4? Up next, I did get some box sets. I think we're going to be coming up with one of those here. Which first, this was another one I was kind of on the fence about, but I guess I just heard too many good things, so I wanted to go ahead and get it. Televised Terror. So this has got 3 movies. Televised Terror Volume 1, which has Are You in the House Alone?, Calendar Girl Murders, and Child in the Night. So it has the outer box. This is how Vinegar Syndrome does a lot of their box sets, where it's in the box and then 3 individually wrapped movies on the inside. So we got Calendar Girl Murders, Child in the Night, and Are You in the House Alone? All on Blu-ray. And this is, I guess there's a little bit of a range here. This one's from 78. This one is from 1990. This one actually has Elijah Wood in it, along with Tom Skerritt. And Calendar Girl Murders also has Tom Skerritt. I didn't realize he was in two of them. From 1984. Tom Skerritt was in a show that I used to watch called Picket Fences, which was a good show. I don't know if that's on like DVD or anything. That'd be a good show to get. That was a pretty intense show. So that is, I guess the Scanner Cop would be a box set too. Then the VSA, so once these go out, they're out. Once they're gone, they're gone. And this one did sell out pretty fairly quickly. Heard really mixed things about this movie. Some people really liked it, and some people just think it's horrible, crappy trash. And it is Champagne and Bullets, which actually I think there's different versions of it called different things. And it sounds like it's just a crazy out there movie. And I'm not sure like how much I'll like it, but I snagged. And then, you know, since it's sold out, it'll be worth more than I paid for it anyway, whether I like it or not. So Wings Hauser is in this apparently. We'll take it out and take a look. I'm not going to open every one of these. Go through every one. So there won't ever be like a regular edition of this movie. Once this VSA is now gone, and you won't be able to get it anymore. Even without the slip box here, you won't be able to get it. From Vinegar Syndrome anyway. Sometimes it seems like MVD picked up one of their VSAs and had a release, so you don't know, somebody else might end up getting it and releasing it. This is another from one of their partner labels, Fun City Editions. I don't know. I might have like one or two other Fun City Editions. It is Rancho Deluxe here. This is a Western from 1975. The slipcover edition of this, I believe, did sell out, so I was able to get a slipcover edition. It either sold out or it was close. Jeff Bridges is in this one. It's from 93 minutes. And it sounded like a pretty good movie here that they put out, so I was glad to get the nice slipcover copy of that. Little Jeff Bridges. I do like me some Jeff Bridges. He's pretty good. And that is the end of part 2. Let's move on to part 3 out of 4 here. We got some box sets. I heard a lot of good things about this one. It was actually one that wasn't real. I wasn't gonna get it, and I seemed to hear more and more good things about it, so I decided to go ahead and get it. It is Homegrown Horrors Volume 1 with Fatal Exam, Beyond Dream's Door, which sounded like the most interesting one to me, and then Winter Beast, which I think might be considered the one that was the most sought after, maybe, Winter Beast. But I thought that Beyond Dream's Door sounded the most interesting. So it's packed up just like the Televised Terror. And we got Beyond Dream's Door is the first one there, which again sounded pretty interesting. It's only 80 minutes from 1988. Quite a bit of glare in here, unfortunately. And then we have Winter Beast. Just taking a look at these. Winter Beast. And then this one looked like probably the weakest out of these, I thought. Fatal Exam. So what is Winter Beast about? Weird things are happening in and around the Wild Goose Lodge, a snowy inn located in rural, I have trouble with that word, Massachusetts. People are being found dead and mutilated while others are vanishing without a trace. Realizing that the violence might have something to do with Native American black magic and the ancient secrets of the area's historic totem poles, a trio of cops A trio of cops decide to investigate the goings-on and are faced with an array of monsters, ghouls, and even a sampling of murderous locals. That actually sounds quite interesting. Some weird stuff going on in this town. It also says it has a never-before-released work print edit. And then Beyond Dream's door here. Lately, Ben hasn't been sleeping well. His dreams are filled with violent and terrifying visions of monsters and death. Seeking out answers, he begins to pursue the subtext and hidden meanings of his strange and terrifying nightmares. With the help of his professor and several friends, as the dreams grow increasingly lifelike, Ben fears that he's losing his grip on sanity, especially as those around him start turning up dead, horribly mutilated, just like he's been in his sleep. And then there's a little bit more, but I'm not going to read it all here. It says, painstakingly reconstructed shot by shot from its original unaided 16mm camera negative and is presented in its director's cut. So that sounds like a pretty interesting one. I'm not going to read about Fatal Exam. That one, like I said, didn't sound as interesting to me. So we'll move on to another box set. Nope, not a box set. I thought there was another box set in here. Maybe it's after this one. This was one that I really didn't find as interesting as all the other ones I've shown off. But there was a very limited amount of the VSA left. So I did decide to go ahead and grab one. It is Grave Secrets here. I didn't think really the cover was very appealing. The movie wasn't super appealing to me, but I was like, it's going to sell out. I might as well get it, and then if I want to sell it, I can watch it and then sell it or whatever. So this is another VSA, like I said, limited to 4,000 copies. And I'll read the back of this. Iris Norwood has just suffered a horrible car accident. While recovering in her large and secluded bed and breakfast, she starts to believe that someone or something is watching her. As the sinister presence grows increasingly apparent, she engages the help of a famed, cynical, paranormal psychologist, David Shaw, who is grappling with the recent death of his wife. Initially skeptical of Iris's claims, it's not long before David comes face to face with a shocking evil that is more menacing than anything he has encountered. Doesn't sound bad, sounds pretty decent. Also called Secret Screams. Has David Warner from In the Mouth of Madness. Let's see. I don't know, this one doesn't seem like it has a ton of special features, actually. And these VSAs also have a poster, I believe. Most of them, if not all of them, are supposed to have a poster. Alright, I think I put that in backwards, actually. Not that it really matters. So you can see how these VSAs are. They kind of make it like a VHS, which is kind of neat. And then, geez, I was totally wrong about what was in this package. Another VSA here. This was one that was high up on my list. I don't know if this one sold out. Grave Secrets was close to selling out. If it didn't, it was very close. I'm not sure about Alley Cat here. This was one that I was quite interested in. Sounded like a pretty good movie. Another VSA. So we'll take this out here. Take a look-see at it. There's that. I'll read a little bit about it here. From 1984, 83 minutes. Billy has had enough of thugs and gangsters who have been terrorizing her neighborhood. After her grandparents are savagely attacked on their way home, she decides to take matters into her own hands and, using her knowledge of martial arts, begins dishing out her own brand of vigilante justice. What she doesn't expect is that it's not just the local hoods who have put a target on her back, but the criminal justice system itself is stacked against her, and they are ready to make her life a living hell. A whacked-out mix of action drama and revenge thriller, laced with some social commentary, co-directors Victor Ordonez, Ed Pomos, and Al Valletta's Alley Cat is a gritty and tightly paced crime film set in seedy Los Angeles of the early 80s, produced and written by Robert E. Walters from Vampire Hookers, and originally released by notorious exploitation film director film distributor, Edward L. Montoro. Vinegar Syndrome Archive is delighted to present this deliriously trashy crime film on Blu-ray, newly restored in 4K from its original 35mm camera negative, limited to 5,000 copies. And like I said, there might still be some available. I'm not sure on that. Those are $20 each, those VSAs, by the way. I think I stopped saying prices. The sets like Televised Terror, I believe this was $40, along with the Homegrown Horrors, I believe that was also $40 at 50% off. And then the Jeff Bridges Western there was $20. Last, so that's that one. These are nice too to reuse if you're shipping anything out. This was another one with Scanner Cop, which was very high up on my list to get. It was like this and the other one were ones I was actually thinking about getting when they weren't 50% off. I did wait, and I was able to easily get one. I don't think this even sold out, or might not even be close to it, which is kind of surprising. But it is Forgotten Gialli, Volume 3. I do have the first 2 volumes, have not watched any of the movies out of them, but I do enjoy Giallo and Gialli movies, so I was glad to be able to get this for such a bargain price. It has Autopsy, Murder Mansion, and Crazy Desires of a Murder. I've heard that this is maybe considered the best out of the 3 Forgotten Gialli volumes. Again, same type of packaging as those other 2 sets, the Homegrown Horrors and the Televised Terror. So we'll take these out of the box. We have Murder Mansion from 1972, 86 minutes. Autopsy from 1975, 100 minutes. Looks like an interesting one. And Crazy Desires of a Murderer. This one is from 1977, 89 minutes. It's nice how they really take good care of these movies. I mean, whether they're good movies or not, apparently, they have fans. But they really do a nice job with them and put them out with a very, very high quality release in every way, as far as the packaging, the transfer, the special features. They really take care with what they put out. And then this is one that did sell out, I think, fairly quickly. Was glad to get it. It is a nice slipcover edition. And maybe one of the better movies that I got out of this, it sounded like. It is another Fun City Editions, Walking the Edge. Glad to be able to get this with the slipcover. I believe this was in the original order that I placed. It looks like I got a disc. Was there an issue with a disc or something? They gave me the movie and a disc. There's no, like, instructions or anything, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into that. Was there, like, a replacement program for Walking the Edge? If you guys know, let me know. This probably is supposed to go in there, and then the disc comes out. So it's good that they gave me that right with this. I don't really remember what this movie was about. I do know that What's-His-Face is in it, Robert Forster, who I do like. I'll read the back. Cult movie icons Robert Forster and Joe Spinell star with Nancy Kwan and Norbert Meisel's gritty action drama, Walking the Edge. Jason Walk, played by Forster, a down-on-his-luck cabbie and numbers runner, has a chance at redemption when he crosses paths with revenge-seeking Christine Holloway. She's after the gang of violent criminals led by Brewster, who has murdered her husband and son. Jason unwittingly drives Christine to their lair, and when she is unable to finish the job, a hell-bent Brewster and his goons hunt the pair with vengeance. It says, and like Max Cherry and Jackie Brown, Jason Walk is the kind of everyman turned hero that Forrester excelled at playing throughout his career. Very nice. Glad to get that one. From Fun City Editions. With, I guess, replacement disc. So that is everything. I did, take time into considering what I was going to get. I watched several people's videos. I think, some of these folks don't have the same taste as me. I watched some Aaron Pin in deciding, but one guy I do like who I've kind of started watching lately, I'm even forgetting what the channel's called. Let me see if I can figure it out. Just the Discs. He does a good job, and again, I probably don't necessarily have the same interests and likes and dislikes as him, but he does a good job of speaking through the releases and talking about them. So I've been enjoying his videos, and I don't just go by one person or even a couple people. I kind of look what sounds interesting to me and really do due diligence and looking into it. One that I probably wasn't going to get without listening to some people was this one here, the Televised Terror set, because he really sold me on... Actually, the Televised Terror was the one I was probably going to get. The one I wasn't going to get was Homegrown Horrors, because I know Just the Discs really talked up that Beyond Dreams door, and it sounded really good, so I decided to go ahead and grab that one. And I watched several other people before placing my order, but that's everything. Let me know what you got from the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on what I snagged up here during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Hope you guys have a nice holiday. Take a look in the description section for ways that you can help out the channel if you do get value from these videos. We'll see you next time. PMAC Movies.